at with Love Chucky, right? So
Hi, pretty. She just she hasn't been talking. She's just been in these
okay, so most of you guys know me as Ciana with my beautiful grandmother who passed away in 2022, January 29th, 2022 to be exact. And first of all, thank you so much for everyone that just poured out so much love and so much support during that time. You guys have no idea how much I needed that love and support from this caregiving community. It meant more than you'll ever know, than I'll ever be able to express. So I just am dedicating this page to talking about what I did during that time to keep myself afloat, because I think a lot of times what we don't realize is how important our mental health is, and our physical health is, and our spiritual health and all that. And we're pouring so much energy and love into our loved one because they need it. They deserve it. They're the one who has, the chronic illness or the serious issue or serious disease. But like, you then end up deteriorating if you don't keep up with yourself. So I have this on my TikTok shop. This is something that I used all of the time. I've been journaling since I was 5 years old. Since I could hold a pencil and write, I've been journaling. And this one caught my attention because if you're not really an avid journaler, it could be kind of like either boring or intimidating, or like, where do I even start? There's no correct way to journal, by the way. It's just you and your thoughts. No one ever has to see it. You can even rip the pages out and burn it, or like rip it up and throw it away in the trash, and no one ever has to see it. It's just important for you to get out whatever your issues are, whatever you're feeling, whatever stress, whatever turmoil is going on. It's so important to get it out of your brain and onto a piece of paper. And you can either A, problem solve while you're looking at it on your own, or B, you can seek out help, right? So I am such a huge advocate of everyone journaling. I'm always going to push that. You're probably going to hear that a million times from me. Also, to make sure to follow me if you haven't already. But what I love about this journal is, and you guys will even see, I would be with my grandma watching her, and I posted when I'm like either on the laptop or like reading or journaling, and in between her naps, like this is what I would do, because I would just write down ideas for my future, or write down memories with her, or write down issues that were just going on where I just like, why things are just hard. Like this is like this has been a very, very tough topic in regard to caregiving, but the topic of like putting your loved one in a home, I don't think there's a correct answer. You just have to have the correct answer for you and your family. And I can't lie. Sometimes I'd be like, you know what? Should we really put my grandma in a home? Because it was only me and my mom. And in a facility, there's a staff. And so we would just be so overwhelmed. My mom almost had a nervous breakdown. Seriously. That's why I actually moved in. I moved in with my mom because I literally saw her deteriorating and just having a really tough time. And so once I moved in with her, I was like, oh my gosh, I see why. This is tough. And I'm so happy we did not put my grandmother in a home. I think it's great for most people who are not able to give the level of care and dedicate the full time. Like, I didn't have any other job going on. I don't have kids. I'm not married. I'm manifesting all those things, that's definitely on my to-do list in life. But, so I was able to kind of put my life on hold and help my mom with that journey with her mother, with my grandmother. But it's a tough, when people have asked me, like, they ask me my opinion in the DMs, like, should I put my mom in a home? Should I not? And I'm just like, you have to really analyze, like, write everything out. Again, journal, write everything out, and just see if it's the best for you, and see if it's going to be something realistic you can commit to. Because once you commit, that's it. And it's going to be a tough road. And so you have to do things like, I use meditation, fitness, healthy eating, the caregiving community, and journaling. So this one caught my eye because it has a guide. So if you're someone that just doesn't really know where to start, this is going to definitely help you out with where to start and you know, just a step by step of like, okay, so for example, it says to-do list, breakfast, lunch, dinner. This one, it says, what else do I need to do? So it says, we understand that everyone is different and we celebrate you and your individuality. This space is your own to use in a way that will benefit you the most of your day. Okay, so this is one section, but there's actually another section that caught my attention. It says, thank you for all your guidance and understanding this topic. Yes, I appreciate that. Teaching and also learning from the community really helped me get through that tough time. So I think it's actually back here. Is it back here? Okay. So this section. So it has a section for things that I do. So your body, your relationships, your joy, your fun, your mental health, and your growth. So some, like, we know we're supposed to do all these things and like focus on these things, but sometimes we're like, where do we start? How do we structure it? So that's why I love journals that have a structure to it. It's definitely going to, you know, help you guide the way with whatever problem solving you need. Like, just journaling. I'm telling you, I know technology has taken over and we type a lot. And I even have a digital calendar that I'm obsessed with that I actually sell. I was so obsessed with it that I actually got in contact with the seller and I'm selling it myself now. And it's 50% off from what the seller actually sells it. Like, it's kind of crazy. But if anyone wants to check that out, you can click the link in my description for that. It's called Hyperlinked Digital Calendar. But I always advocate, I always say, look, digital is definitely the way that we're going, but writing is like an art. It's like a way for us to like wind down. It's a way for us to get energy, like pent up energy in our body, right? Like, our fingers are very powerful. And I think that the art of writing should never die. I think it's seriously, I mean, we've been doing it for over 200,000 years, like since the primitive human has been in existence, right? So definitely make sure to get this. I have other journals. This is one that stuck out to me, so I wanted to showcase this with you guys. But you can click my showcase. On my showcase too, I also have all this. I'm actually even adding more stuff. All the stuff that I use as a caregiver. So the cleaning supplies, the bed pads, the diapers, all the stuff that I use with my grandma to help her along her journey. I have it in my showcase, and you can even just use my showcase as a list of, like, a guide and a list of things that you may need, or, you know, just a reference. So definitely, you know, use my showcase for that. But this is your reminder to take care of your mental health, stay on top of it. And I will definitely have this reposted on my page. So that's really it. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys are on this journey or know of anyone that's on this journey, please send them my page. There's been so many people my TikTok page, there's been so many people that have reached out to me in the DM and been like, you have no idea. I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody about this. I was so lost. I didn't know where to start. I was so confused. And you being so vulnerable, like, helped me along my journey and knowing where to start, what questions to ask. That's why I started it. I had no idea how to take care of somebody with dementia. And I was like, why did my grandmother get diagnosed? And then there's like, that's it. Like, here you go. Here's the pill that she needs to take. And like, that's it. And I'm like, and I know it's not the primary care doctor's job, but I wouldn't have known that. So I'm like seeing her decline, and I'm like, this is just a very difficult, this is not like the normal forgetfulness. Like, this is a whole nother level. Like, she's trying to like leave the house at 3 a.m. Like, it's wild. So I started this page, and I really wish you guys, I have hundreds of hours of footage from her beginning stages to middle. I didn't even start doing this and sharing until her late stages. So you guys have saw all the footage from my grandmother during her late stages, but I have footage from her middle stages, and that was the most turmoil. I know it was the hardest on her because she was the one dealing with all this confusion. And then of course on us, because we were like, oh my God, she's going to try to escape. That's when she was starting to do things like try to walk across the street in the middle of a 50-mile-an-hour. Like, oh my gosh, I actually recorded it because I was like, I don't want, like, I'm going to have to like hold my grandma. Like, I'm going to have to physically hold her back there's 50-mile-an-hour traffic going on and people are honking. Like, I don't know if they thought I was like doing something to my grandma, like abusing her. First of all, my grandma, I'm 5'7", my grandma's 6 feet, by the way. So I was holding this 6-foot woman. Well, she's 5'11" and a half technically, but I was holding this 6-foot woman from walking into the street. And I ended up like somehow I was like, I have to just at least get audio of this so that way if anything ever happens, like I at least have audio of what happened so I can explain this to my mom later. My grandma literally bolted out of the door. I ran after her and I'm like, okay, maybe she just wants to go on a walk. So like, let's go on a walk. And then she just bolted for the street. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was literally holding her. So thank God somebody ended up calling the police and like pulling up on us. And I was like, oh my gosh, are they gonna pull up on me thinking that I'm like abusing my grandma? But they could tell, like they could see, oh, like whoever called the police, they're an angel, because they could see like, oh my gosh, this girl is literally struggling with, it looks like her family member, and like they need massive help right now. Like this could be really bad. So they pulled up and then my grandma was like, she hit me. And I'm like, I have the footage. I promise I didn't. So, but you know, she had dementia. She's forgetting. She knows I'm her granddaughter, but like in that moment, she's scared. You know, she's like, you know, what is this girl doing? Like holding me back. I want to walk. Like, but she was walking into the 50-mile-an-hour. It just was wild, you guys. I'm going to actually post it one day for learning purposes and to warn you that you also really need to have that, like what's it called? Like a tracker. So that way, if a loved one walks out of the house, you can track them, because there's been so many sad stories, oh my gosh, of loved ones that walked out of the house and were never seen again. Never seen again, because they didn't know how to, you know, the loved one didn't know how to call anybody. And then, you know, there wasn't a tracker. So they just, that was it. They were just, their bodies. There was one super sad story where this gentleman was telling me that his wife, I was on a caregiving training, and his wife walked out of the house. Oh no. Okay. This is such a sad story. So his wife, they went to like the museum, and they were done walking through the museum, and she was like, I have to go to the restroom. So she went to he was like, okay, I'll wait outside for you, of course. So he's waiting outside for her. And I guess there was like 2 entrances to the restroom. And so he's standing out waiting for her out of one entrance, and like she walked out apparently out of the other one. And she walked out, and he like, you know, didn't see her walk out of the restroom, found her body, you know, she passed, obviously she was gone, found her body somewhere like out in the community. 2 years later, they found her body. So I think that like there was like some violence that was done to her, and it just is just devastating. Like, you know, just being super lost. You never know who she came in contact with, and clearly took advantage of her, and her body was found later on. I don't want to say like a ditch, but it was like something like that, like something really devastating like that. And like you could tell that it was a homicide. So the husband just dedicated his life to teaching people about dementia. So anyways, my grandmother tried to do the same thing where she tried to, not escape, but like, you know, she tried to just walk out. And then, so that day we ended up getting, a monitor thing on her. So there's several companies that do that. But anyways, before this live gets too long, I just wanted to tap in with this. Definitely make sure you get this journal. The dementia journey is a tough one. I'm here for you. Send my page to anyone that needs help with the journey. I'm happy to answer any questions. And if I don't have the resource, I can get you to the correct either company or the right person that can help you. Like there's hope. There's always hope in every scenario, I promise. So definitely make sure, don't hesitate to ask me any question. I'm still trying to catch up. Actually, there was like thousands of comments, and I just had to like not open up the app for a while because my nervous system had to calm down from that journey. And I had to, you know, get myself back on track with like who I'm becoming and who I would like, my hopes and dreams. And my grandmother would only want it that way. She would only want me to just get back healthy and all that. She would never even wanted me to put my life on hold to take care of her, to be honest, but she didn't have a choice. I decided to do it. So I needed to take a break. But I'm back, and I'm talking about things that will help you. And that's what I have. So definitely make sure to follow and catch me on the next one. Bye.